goalkeeper sends it long. Williams is underneath that though. Loose ball should drop to Richards. Sainty wins the second ball. Now it's with George, the right back. Margetson out wide to Wilmot, the number 7. Their most creative player in the team, you'd say. He's second on the assist charts this season with 9, behind today's goal scorer Ryan Brobble. Foul now. Lovely clip out wide to Dan Williams, first time back to Maguy. Botherham clips another ball over to Dan Williams at right back. He's pressed by Holbert and wins the throw-in off him. TNS take that quickly back to Maguy. Rory Holden's just dropped into the right back position as Dan Williams has made the overlapping run. Forward to Farrell, but Richards is favourite to get there and does, and Farrell does foul him in the end. George. Ratcliffe. Holbert tried to flick it on to nobody, now Danny Davis. Maguy now. Maguy play 1-2s with his goalkeeper. Shepherd chooses to try and send it long on his weaker left foot, and it's gone out for a throw-in on the halfway line. Big press from TNS as it's forced back to the Barrowtown goalkeeper. Callum Sainty onto Cuddy, who has struggled to get in the game so far in this opening 20 minutes. But he puts a cross in, it's cleared by Botherham. Hooked clear by Williams, but it's back into midfield for Callum Sainty. He goes on to Wilmot. It's out wide now with George, number 2. The overlapping right back looks to take on his full back on the other side. Danny Davis gets back well to block it for the corner. Still delaying the game as Richardson's lost the shin pad. So now the corner will be taken. Into the box. Sainty wins the first ball, headed towards goal by Margetson, but no power on that, and Shepherd can come away with the possession. He throws it wide to Dan Williams. He decides to cut back to Maguy. Farrell now on the half turn, centre midfield, being pressed by Callum Sainty, forced to go back again to Harrison Maguy. Botherham puts a very powerful ball back to Maguire, who manages to clip it back to his goalkeeper. Done well to deal with that. Don't think there's any favours from his centre half there. Shepherd, his long ball looking for Jordan Williams. Richards wins the first header. Flick further by Cuddy. Maguire first time down to the right wing for Holden. Just gone slightly flat this game in the last 5 minutes or so. Into midfield for Farrell. Farrell switches it onto Davis. Bit slow the ball though. Now Corners. Davis, little drop of the shoulder to get away from Yaino, and he will follow him all the way. He gives the ball away though to Richards. Wilmot now into midfield for Richards. He's forced to go back to his goalkeeper, and Ratcliffe will hook it high and forward. Flicked on by Richards, who made a run from centre half. Ollie Hulbert looks to try to usher out Botherham, but centre half holds him off for the throw-in. Corners. Davis, he sends that long. Header on by Richards, brought down on the chest by Sainty. Yainoen flicks it on, looking for the run of Hulbert, but Maguire should deal with that, and he does. Safety first from the TNS defender. So throw it on the far side. Just can give you the score in the other game going on in the phase 2 of the Cumbria Premier Championship Conference. Penn and Bont and Carnarvon are currently 0-0 down at the SDM Stadium. George sends that long. Hulbert's trying to run off the shoulder of Botherham. Tries to deal with it the centre half. He has put it out for a throw in though. George. Richards tries to clip it over for the run of Hulbert. Botherham clears. Marginson heads it back into danger. Davis is underneath that though. Jordan Williams first time touch into Farrell. Corners into the feet of Maguire. Looks for the long ball towards the run of Isaac Jeffries, but there's too much on that from Corners, and it'll go out for a throw-in. Thrown forward by George. Hulbert flicks it into his own head. Now it's with Holden. He can try and play a ball out wide for Williams. Into midfield for Farrell. He turns for Corners. Fired into the feet of Jeffries. There's a 2-on-1. He wants to cut in though. Beats two players. Good touch from him. Gets shot away, but it's straight into the hands of George Ratcliffe. Good play from Jeffries though. Positive. His first start since making his loan deal permanent. Margetson now to Michael George. Back to Margetson. Might have just put too much on that. Corners brings it on, plays a reverse ball to Jordan Williams, who's played onside by Margetson. Gets a shot away, blocked by Richards. Farrell first time to the edge of the box. Brobel tries to clip it out wide for Holden. He does get there ahead of Cuddy. Little 1-2 between him and Dan Williams. He does go back to his right back. Into midfield for Farrell now. He's got a bit of space to turn. The low block of Barrytown, they're fully pinned in here. Switches it out wide to Davis. Lovely touch from him on his chest. Back with Botherham now. He got a little bit of space to step forward here. Reverse pass out wide to Dan Williams. Up the line on the right to Holden. Being held up. Looked like he was being fouled there, but referee doesn't look interested in that. Holden. It's a good switch to Danny Davis. Being pressed by the number 8 Richards. Does keep the ball though, the TNS man. Bravo, lovely through ball to Owen Farrell. On for his first goal. No, great save from George Ratcliffe. Chance still going. Referee has given offside. It did look for a second he'd given a penalty, but the offside flag has gone up. Farrell made a fantastic run into the box there, but George Ratcliffe is off his line quickly just to shut the angle down. It's great goalkeeping from the Barrytown number 1. So free kick to the visitors, and it remains 1-0 for now. Ratcliffe, Keston Davis. Ratcliffe sends that forward and long. Davis, lovely interception for him to stop it from going on to the oncoming run of Ollie Hulbert. Now it's back with Mackay. Davis. Sorry, Dan Williams into Mackay. Bothernham. Midfield for Corness. Just a very important player in this TNS system, Dominic Corness. Just keeps the ball ticking, very composed under pressure. The former Liverpool midfielder. Mackay now clips a long ball over the top to the oncoming run of Owen Farrell. He gets the cross in, but it's straight against Richards. Cuddy gets back, but Farrell does well to win it first, and now it's back with Mackay. There's a switch on if they can see it to Davis. Bothernham does eventually get it to Davis. Brobble, good pressing from Richards to put it out. Looked like it was going to go out for a throw-in, but it spins out, spins back into play, and Brobble has fired it back to Shepherd. Plays it first time out to his centre-half, Bothernham. Corness now on the half-turn to Brobble. It's dropped in deeper onto the halfway line, tries to play a through ball onto Danny Davis. It's a great pass as well if Davis can keep it in, which he does. So took him a bit wider than he would have liked, as Richards can clear the cross. Jeffries, first time to Brobble, and they just tidy up the possession here between the three of them. Jeffries waiting for Davis to get back on side, so he's forced to go back to Corness. Bothernham. Corness fires it into the feet of Isaac Jeffries. He'll want to go one-on-one with Margetson. Looks to go on the outside, gets his shot away, but it's just past the outside of the post. But again, TNS is mounting that pressure on here. They're starting to really tick now. I think the one thing that's going to cause Barry some trouble is doing these little short goal kicks. That's a better one. They just send it forward. TNS do win possession, but it's a lot less dangerous winning it in their final third than winning it in the Barrytown 18-yard box. But now TNS are looking to counter as Dan Williams is going to get a cross in here, hopefully. Cleared by Margetson. Brobble underneath it. Good touch from him to pluck it out of the sky. Now Corness. Looked like a foul on Holden from Yino, and it is. So TNS have a free kick in a wide position here. So Corness stands over this. Brobble also in position to take this free kick. They sent all the big players forward in Bothernham and Mackay, Farrell and Jordan Williams alongside Davis, making up the numbers on the edge of the 18-yard box. It'll be Brobble to take this into the near post. Davis glances it on and it's cleared by Marginson out for the corner. It's a really dangerous delivery that from Ryan Robble right into the front post. It's a good little glance from Davis, but Marginson had covered himself well. Corners now. Robble back to Corners, onto the edge of the box for Williams. Could have a shot here. He does get a shot away, but it's always rising. And it's out for the goal kick. So goal kick is sent long. Holden intercepts that though on the halfway line. Lovely bit of skill to get away from Keston Davis and retain possession. Now there's a ball over the top looking for Isaac Jeffries from Brobble. Jeffries brings it down well, but George is on his back straight away, so he's laid it off to Davis. Into midfield for Owen Farrell. Farrell goes past Richards. Jeffries, Brobble, get back to Jeffries, does well to get there in front of George. Brobble into midfield for Holden. There's another switch on if you can see it, and he finds it to Dan Williams. Looks to beat Owen Cuddy, but the 17 for Barry does well. And it's clipped forward for Ian Owen now. Can Barry Town get out under this TNS press? Shepherd off his line quickly to deal with it, but Holden was offside anyway. Davis, Jeffries, lovely touch to get away from Marginson, and a reverse ball out to the left wing for Bromwell. Good play from Jeffries, put it into the right into the middle of the box, and it's a header that you really expect Jordan Williams to do better with, as it just goes over the bar. He just doesn't get his positioning right. Just not the connection Jordan Williams would have wanted from that chance, and it is wasted for a goal kick. Laid off short to Keston Davis. Out to Richards. Richards goes long. Bodenham's underneath that. Lovely header from him into the feet of Davis, and he can spread it out wide quickly to Williams, and now they can come onto the attack once again. Holden now. Held up by Cuddy. Farrell. First time ball to Bodenham from Mackay. 12 minutes left of this first half. Currently 1-0 to the New Saints thanks to a goal from Ryan Brobble. It was a lovely bit of awareness and skill from Jordan Williams on the back heel to play it into the path of Ryan Brobble. Mackay clips it over the top as Jordan Williams just peeled off Richards, but the centre half's back out there to hold him up. Onto the edge of the box with Dan Williams though. Into Farrell. Farrell first time shot, but just not enough power on it. And George Ratcliffe can save it once again. But you can just see the Barry Town are very much second to react to these sort of balls into the feet of the TNS front men. It's just TNS have just got that extra touch quicker, just an extra yard quicker in the transition of play. It's a bit sharper from them, and Barry are slow to react to the TNS movement. It's allowing just chances to come at George Ratcliffe. I think if it continues like this, I can't see it going anywhere else but a second goal for the New Saints. Jeffries with a good press on George, forcing him back to Richards. Wilmot now. George, lovely triangles between the three Barry Town players though. Just starting to be a bit more composed on the ball, but Richards does eventually send it forward. Hulbert heads it into midfield for Richards. Out wide to George, first time to Hulbert. It's good play from the away side. Sainty now. There's a run from Cuddy if you can see it. Tries to play the reverse ball. Williams though gets there first, but it's an offside against Cuddy anyway. And TNS take that free kick quickly. Farrell. Bodenham. To Davis. And Margitson just sniffs out the danger there and takes it off the feet of Brobble before it can get to him. Just would have liked the man on shout there, the captain. Ball over the top though to Danny Davis. It's a lovely ball as well, but Ratcliffe is quick off his line to collect it. Davis now. Onto Cuddy. Forward to Hulbert. Tries to touch it away from Dan Williams, but he does use his strength eventually to win it, but he has put it out for a throw-in again. Hulbert, he's just not getting much service. I think he's getting a bit frustrated, the number 22, the forward for Barrytown. Williams all the way back to Holden. Lovely first touch to get away from Hulbert though, and he spreads it on the switch to Davis. Davis has got space to drive into. There's a lot of green in front of him as he drives into the Barrytown box. Holden gets a shot away. It's going to bounce at the back post, but Cuddy's back well to clear it. Corness heads it down to Isaac Jeffries. Jeffries back to Corness. Botherham. Maguy. Out wide for Davis. Good play this from TNS. Back into midfield for Brobble, who's been very much a free roaming midfielder in this first half, as he usually is. Just picks up positions all over the pitch, Ryan Brobble. So he looks to cut inside of Callum Sainty and switch it once again. Great play from the captain. On from Farrell. Now Isaac Jeffries in the box, and it's a great block from Richards. It's really slick attacking football from TNS here. Originally came from Brobble onto Farrell, who played it onto the run of Williams. He cuts it back, and it looked like Isaac Jeffries was going to score, but just comes off the leg of Richards and goes out behind the post for a corner. Corness now into the box. Sainty, as he is dangerous from set pieces in either box, clears that. Richards is pressing Jeffries. Holden forced all the way back to his goalkeeper. Shepherd can spread it though to Harrison Maguy. Corners forward to Williams. Lovely touch and a lovely pass from him as well onto Dan Williams now. He goes shot early instead of squaring it, and it's straight into the hands of Ratcliffe. Jordan Williams is he's doing the opposite of what he's been doing this season. Instead of being the poach on the end of stuff, he's just being that little crater up front, playing as almost a false nine, dropping into the pocket. He is having a really good first half, Jordan Williams. Certainly TNS's player of the year so far, as Hulbert is beaten to the ball by Maguy. Good strength from him. And that's an interesting battle that between the two. Two very physical footballers. Botherham now. First time to Holden. He's got time now in the centre circle. Forward to Williams, who drops into that pocket again and just flicks it off first time to Corness. Now with Davis at left back. First time into midfield for Holden. Again, he's been a bit more of a free roamer. Fowler made a great run, but he doesn't see it. Dom, little scoop pass looking for the run of Davis. Headed away by Margitson, and Davis is offside anyway. I don't think he was, to be fair. I think he was definitely behind Margitson when the ball came over, but referee's decision. Surprising, very cold day at Parkhall today. It did look warm earlier in the day, but it's certainly it's gotten a lot colder since I got here. Botherham underneath that, heads it forward. Lovely touch from Farrell, and he gets it to Brobble. Brobble forward for the run of Jordan Williams. He's a bit wider than he'd like to be, but he can take his centre-half one-on-one and isolate him. Into the box for Jeffries. Jeffries, there's a switch if you can see it. He's going to go alone and shoot, but the deflection does turn out to be a bit of a switch to the possession, as it's to Holden on the other side to Williams. Williams cuts it back to Holden. He's got a man on, but he comes into the box anyway. Plays it against Keston Davis, and eventually it's free ball to Sainty, and Cuddy can clear it, but Barry are all the way back right now. They can't get out of their own half. They've had to really dig deep in this first half. Brobble looking to beat Margetson, but he stands up well. Just hear Steve Jenkins, the Barry Town manager, is really not happy with how his team has played. I can see them getting a bit of a hairdryer at half-time. George into midfield, little 1-2 between him and Sainty. And George can drive from his right-back position, switches it on to Cuddy. Dan Williams will get out to him quickly, though, and stands up well, but Cuddy gets the second ball. Keston Davis can play a ball over the top, looking for Cuddy's run. Maguire is favourite to get there, which he does, and plays it back to his goalkeeper. Shepherd sends it long. Williams backing into Richards, who does well the centre half. Into midfield now, Sainty. First time to Wilmot, onto George. George back to Wilmot, and he goes back to Margetson. Just seeing a bit more possession from Barry in terms of the first time balls and first touches. Cuddy plays it against Williams for the throw-in. 3.5 minutes left of this first half. Not sure how much added time there'll be just yet. I can't imagine there'll be much more than 2 minutes. It's been very much a good flow to the game so far. It's not been very stop-start. Wilmot to Richards. Goes all the way back to Ratcliffe. A little bit of miscommunication between him and Margetson, but eventually clear it between them. Bodenham's though wins the first ball. Farrell out to Isaac. Jeffries got 3 yellow shirts round him though, and they do win the ball back the away side. Hulbert, Michael George, back to Margetson. He clips it up the line, but there's no one there, and Bodenham's got time to bring it down. Good touch from him as well. Farrell drops into that pocket once again to receive the ball. Up to Isaac Jeffries. Margetson's going to be aggressive with him. Jeffries was adamant it was the TNS ball, but linesman's given it to Barry. George now. It's looked like a foul throw. We're seeing more and more of that in football now. Foul throws at the top level. It's very Sunday League stuff, that, from George. And TNS will benefit from that. Cornish receives the ball in midfield on the half turn now. Looks to go long to Williams. Jordan Williams will get there. Lovely touch over his own head to control it. Just plays it short back into midfield. Holden now. Down the wing for Williams. He clips the ball into the box. Jordan Williams holding it up, but the loose ball's going to drop to Guy Owen, who can clear it. He's got time though. Holden, lovely little touch away from Hulbert, who was trying to press him quite aggressively. And now it's with Danny Davis. Sainty holding him up. Out wide to Brobble. Michael George trying to hold up the TNS captain. But easier said than done as he gets the ball into the box. Richards heads it away. Wilmot brings it down the edge of the box. Touch back to Michael George, who should be able to clear it. Nice little touch away from Isaac Jeffries, but a great recovery challenge. But the referee penalises it. I mean, I don't know how much of the ball the ref wants him to get for that not to be a foul, but it looked like a clean challenge. As I say, John Jones has definitely got that wrong there. You can just see there's a lot of dismay below me. I can hear it, but I mean, there's not much more of the ball he could have actually got. Isaac Jeffries, it's just a brilliant recovery challenge. But he is penalised. It'll be a free kick for Barry to clear their lines, as we have got 30 seconds left of this first half before we see how much added time there'll be. So Bodenham wins the first ball. Farrell flicks on the second ball, but Jenkins. Now it's with Margetson. Sent forward. Richards wins the first ball. But it's with Brobble now. Corners. To Danny Davis. Davis up the line to Brobble. Lovely switch from him, but he's just put a little bit too much on it, and Holden can't get on the first ball. And just see Alex Livesey, the fourth official here, adds 1 minute of additional time onto this first half. Just so we see a little bit of light rain coming down on Park Hall. So Holden wins the first ball. Williams now, but Cuddy can play it up the line to Hulbert. First time into Yain Owen. His pass is short though, and good interception, an important interception from Isaac Jeffries, who was tracking back. Now it's with Dan Williams. Up to the right wing to Brobble. First time little touch to Holden. He can play a reverse ball looking for Williams, which is a good interception from Richards, and that is all she wrote for this first half. We go in 1-0 to the New Saints thanks to a brilliantly constructed goal for Ryan Brobble from Jordan Williams' little back heel. It was originally a really good long ball over the top from Dan Williams, who's filling in at right back today. Jordan Williams brought it down his chest and he actually took it wide, and Richards had done well originally to force the centre forward out wide, but Jordan Williams with some brilliant awareness to back heel it into the path of Ryan Brobble, and just the weight of pass was perfect for Brobble, just to stroke it first time into the bottom left corner. So that saw TNS go 1-0 up. We've seen a few chances since then. Barry have been very much pinned in their own half for the majority of this first half. So we go in 1-0 to the New Saints. I'll be back in 15 minutes. Everybody enjoy your half-time break. Get a cup of tea, get a bit of scran, get a beer if you like. But I'll be back in 15 minutes.
Maybe the time is right for us to find our dreams. And maybe it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to pass, you know we've got the strength to last. And when the old boys shout out loud, heads held high and they stand so proud. Don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight. And don't be down and don't be such a mess. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight. Don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS And maybe it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to pass, you know we've got the strength to last. And when the old boys shout out loud, heads held high and they stand so proud. And when the bells all ring and the boys all sing for the lads as they take the crown. So don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight.
And what a beautiful sight I've just seen.
And yeah, it's Champions League and you know what we need. And maybe the time is right for us to find our dreams. And maybe it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to pass, you know we've got the strength to last. And when the old boys shout out loud, heads held high and they stand so proud. And when the bells all ring and the boys all sing for the lads as they take the crown. So don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight. And don't be down and don't be such a mess. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight.
Against all the odds. Celebrations out on the pitch.
So don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight.
It's there! Against all the odds. Celebrations out on the pitch.
And yeah, it's white and green, and you know what I mean. And maybe the time is right for us to back our team. And maybe it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to pass, you know we've got the strength to last. And when the old boys shout out loud, heads held high and they stand so proud. And when the bells all ring and the boys all sing for the lads as they take the crown. So don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight.
And what a beautiful sight I've just seen.
And yeah, it's Champions League and you know what we need. And maybe the time is right for us to find our dreams. And maybe it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to puppy in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight.
Seniors age 65 and over, and 3,000 juniors age 16 and under. However, please note that an additional booking fee applies to those prices. All tickets bought online will be digitally needed to the company tickets app no later than 48 hours before the match. Tickets will also be available to purchase at the turnstiles on the day of the match, but at the increased prices of £12 for adults, £8 for young adults aged 17 to 21, £8 for seniors aged 65 and over, and £5 for juniors aged 16 and under. Please note though that additional booking fees do not apply to any bought at the turnstiles on the day of the match. The details of also all the trouble to the game have now been confirmed, and the club is pleased to announce that there will be a supporters coach running, which will be free of charge to all supporters. It will leave from here at Parkwood Stadium at 11 AM on the Saturday morning, with a secondary pick-up point at Robbie Garden Centre at Shrewsbury at 11:30 AM. Anyone wishing to travel on the coach is asked to book your seats in advance, and this will be done by logging on to the fan-based link on the TNS website and following the link. Early booking is strongly recommended in order to avoid disappointment. Could I remind everyone that in order to speed up entry into the stadium for all first team and women's team home pitches here at Parkwood Stadium, all supporters are strongly recommended to purchase their match tickets online in advance of the game. This will be done via the fan-based link on the club website. This is to hopefully avoid lengthy queues in the build-up to kick-off time. As has happened various times before. So your earlier arrival at the ground will be much appreciated, and also for the purposes of not only obtaining a car parking space, but being able to take your seat in enough time before the kick-off.
Welcome back everybody. The players are emerging from the tunnel after the half-time interval. It is currently 1-0 to the New Saints, thanks to a goal from Ryan Browell, crafted excellently by the J-League Premier's top goal scorer, Jordan Williams. Barry are yet to have a shot in this game. They're very much pinned back in their own half. TNS have just shown their dominance in and out of possession in terms of the counter press from the front three. Also, Owen Farrell's been excellent in terms of dropping deep to receive the ball from his centre halves. I think it's been a very comfortable first half for TNS. I was expecting a little bit more from the strike partnership of Ollie Hulbert and Ian Owen. Hulbert is just yet to get that physical mark in the game. Harrison Maguire and Botherham have both kept him reasonably quiet so far. I think Michael George, the right back for Barry Town, has probably been the most active player in terms of on the ball in the away side. He's had a lot of touches to get forward, but he's also had to do a lot of defensive duties. TNS are always having that 2-on-1 down the wings from their fullbacks overlapping. It's very much the DNA of Craig Harrison's style of play, is having his fullbacks very involved in the attacking phase of the game. And we all know how good Danny Davis can be going forward. Scored 9 goals last season in all competitions from right back. Was very important in the Europa Conference League run as well. He has had his problems with injuries in the last recent 12 months or so. He's got his knee strapped up today, but he's fit. He's been fit enough to play the first 45. We're yet to see if he'll play the full 90. So there's substitutions on the bench if needed for Craig Harrison, with Jacob Owen returning to the team as Jordan Williams gets us up and running again. Dan Williams into midfield for Farrell. First time to Holden. Holden's been a bit quiet. I think he's had to work hard off the ball in terms of the press. I don't think his preferred position is out wide on the right. I think he prefers to play more central in the 10 role to get on the ball a little bit more. Williams tries to flick it on. Richards wins the first ball. Keston Davis sends that forward. Botherham heads it back into midfield. Saints can bring it down, the captain. His loose ball though, it's a 50-50 between Margetson and Isaac Jeffries. It's up high in the air. Richards switches it to Cuddy. Again, another player that's been very much isolated by the TNS press, that left side for Barry Town with number 17, Cuddy. He hasn't really been able to get involved in the game. Corness heads it away. Botherham's cleared it more up rather than out. It might go for a corner, this. Now the bounce keeps it in. Michael George retains possession for Barry Town. Sainty first time into the box. Richards heads it into the feet of Hulbert, who just couldn't get it under control, and Shepherd sprawls onto it. And now he can roll it out to Williams at right back. First time to Magai. Magai back to Williams. First time little outside of the boot flick to hold. Another first time ball inside to Williams, and it's good play from TNS to get out from the press from Barry. And now it's out to left back Davis, who can just carry the ball over the halfway line for the New Saints. Davis still going, lays it off for left winger Isaac Jeffries. Goes into midfield to the former Derry City man Rory Holden. Back to Jeffries, he goes back to Holden. Now it's back onto the halfway line with Magai. Magai to Jeffries. Corness now lays it into the feet of Botherham. I always say Botherham's very comfortable stepping out of centre half with the ball. Really is a big contributor to the way TNS play and press. That sort of Geoghegan pressing style mixed with a bit of the free flowing total football that we're so used to watching in today's game. Corness out wide for Brobble. First touch inside to Williams, back to Brobble, a little back heel from him. I think this is the most free-flowing football we've seen from TNS for a while in terms of just on the ball. As Williams clips it over to Jordan Williams, heads it down into the edge of the box for Farrell. Out to the left wing for Davis. Davis back to Farrell. On the edge of the Barry box, into the box it goes. Glanced on by Holden. Brobble tries to keep it in, but he's offside. We're supposed to see VAR come into this at this stage of the season, but it has been delayed from coming in from the start of phase 2. So still no VAR in the Welsh League just yet, but I expect it in the next few weeks to come into play. Be an interesting little difference for the players to get used to. I feel like VAR is a hot topic in football, whether it's good or bad. I think I can leave that up to the opinion of the viewers. Sainty gives the ball away to Jordan Williams. He goes for shot from distance, and that's always rising and is over the bar as Sainty stayed down from the injury. I think he's done his hamstring from what I can see. Looks in quite a lot of pain, the captain. This is worrying signs for Steve Jenkins' team as the physio comes on. Just like to remind you guys that for the cup final between these two, the Nathaniel Energy Cup final on the 28th of February down in Penabont, there will be a free supporters bus going from Parkhall Stadium at 11 AM, and you should book your place on the bus well in advance to not be disappointed to miss out. Also give a quick shout out to our man of the match sponsors today, Henstone Distillery. A bottle of gin will be going to one of those players in green and white this afternoon. So we'll see who they decide is man of the match come the end of the game, which one gets the pleasure of speaking to me at the end for their post-match interview. Just wonder if Barry will be forced to make a change. Callum Sainty is a tough defender and he won't want to come off in a game of this magnitude, but he might be left with no choice. Yeah, just seeing the physio signalling to the bench to make the substitution. So what substitution will the away side make? It's a big loss, Sainty. He's very much a physical presence in both boxes. A bit more of that midfield destroyer, so we'll see who he's going to bring on in midfield. Still down here, Sainty. It does not look good. We hope it's not a serious injury. It's not as serious as it looks, and us at the New Saints will wish him very well and hope he makes a quick recovery. Still down, just yet to see which player is going to come on for Barry. So he is still down. We'll just hope that he can make his own way off the pitch. As he is just getting back to his feet. It is definitely a hamstring injury from what I can see. He is holding his hamstring. Yeah, he's not going to be able to carry on as he very much hobbles off the pitch, but it's good to see him on 2 feet as the substitution will be the number 23, Daniel Barton, to come and replace the skipper. As I said, us at the New Saints wish Sainty a speedy recovery and hope it is not too serious. So that substitution is now being made. Barton, number 23, comes on for Sainty, who's clapped off by the home fans. It's nice to see. So, back to the goal kick. Davis receives it from the short ball from Ratcliffe, and now he'll send it into the centre of the pitch. Good touch from Ian Owen. He's, again, not really made much of an impact in this game so far. Keston Davis now. Back to Wilmot. Wilmot to Richards. Richards just cuts inside of Farrell, tries to play it forward. Interception from Bodenham, but his loose touch is onto Cuddy, and he plays it against Dan Williams, and it's out for the corner. Short ball onto the edge of the box. Barton lays it off for Wilmot to put it back into the box. Referee's going to give a free kick for the tackle from Brobble on Wilmot, right on the byline. Just fortunate there's no penalty there. So Wilmot will put this into the box. There is a short ball option to Hulbert. Chooses to ignore it though. Puts it into the back stick. Headed away by Bodenham. Still not quite clear. Now it is, as Jordan Williams in the left back area can just send it forward. Safety first from the striker as it's into the stands. So it's back with the Barry defenders. Richards just touches a little bit loose, but he does get onto it. Keston Davis, lovely first time ball, but Dan Williams can intercept the touch from Hulbert. And now TNS in possession again in midfield with Farrell. Farrell, little ball roll inside away from Cuddy, and now gets it onto Bodenham. Good play from the new signing. Back with Bodenham from Davis. Got a bit of space now, Bodenham, to just come into the centre circle. Maguy, Williams into the feet of Brobble, but his touch is snapped away from him by Wilmot. Ian Owen now. Holbert. Lovely little 1-2 between the two. Now Ian Owen's onto the left wing. He's got Harrison Mackay holding him up. Decides to try and take him on. Mackay just ushers him out. There's a very big physical size difference between the two. Mackay just lets Ian know where he stands and puts it out for the goal kick. Farrell now receives it in the pocket again from Shepherd. It's cleared by Margetson out for the corner. Farrell now. Jeffries lets it run across his body, but it's just too much and it goes out for the Barrytown throw-in. Thrown up the line, Holder touches it into midfield for Wilmot, who switches it first time to Cuddy. Elliot Richards made a little good run down the left wing and he does find him, but Farrell's there to hold him up. He's forced to go back to Keston Davis. Wilmot and him play a little 1-2. He leaves it for Richards, first time into midfield for Holbert, who's dropped deep. Back to Wilmot. Now with Richards again, down the line to Keston Davis. Farrell fouls him. I don't think it was particularly rash, but it has been given by John Jones, the referee, not to be mixed up with the MMA fighter. Richards now to Holbert next to the box. To Barton now. Back to Richards, who can put the ball into the area, but it's headed away by Williams. Back out to George. He can put it to the front post. It's bouncing everywhere as yellow shirts get a shot away. Keston Davis the one, but it goes well wide at the post. And it's a goal kick. Just seeing a few more chances open up for Barry as the TNS defence just look a little bit tired. Seeing a few gaps open up. Barry yet to capitalise though. Bothered him. Given away by Jeffries, but the loose ball's to Davis, who again gives it away. Now it's with Richards. Farrell looks to have fouled Wilmot, and he will go into the book, I think. He does, yeah. Owen Farrell into the book. It's a free kick in quite a dangerous area. It might just be a little bit too far out to shoot, but I reckon Wilmot and Richards will fancy this. There's a few Barrytown players standing over this, but I imagine it'll be Richards and Wilmot, the two that will fancy it. It is actually a good distance to shoot. It's great for a left-footed angle, really. Looks like Richards number 8 will be the one to shoot. Cuddy's also standing over at the left-footed angle. So Richards hits it, it's all the way over the bar. Poor effort really, Shepherd have it covered. Shepherd sends that long. Williams trying to lean into Richards, but he does well again, the centre half. Holden first time to Brobble. There's a little bit of space for Isaac Jeffries down the left wing though. Cuts inside, but he gives the ball away. Still got it actually, Jeffries. Taken wide though by the Barrytown defenders. Holden first time shot, and it's just past the right post. Good attempt from the Irishman. TNS's best chance that of the second half so far as we get the 60th minute mark. Keston Davis in his own box now. Ratcliffe back to Davis. It's a turn on for Richards. And he tries to send it through to the runner, Ian Owen, but it's intercepted by Mackay. Williams now to Botherham. Davis lays it off to Jack Botherham. Mackay back to Botherham. Williams cuts it back to Mackay. Down the line for the runner Farrell. He's made a good run too. He's trapped by Wilmot though, and he does play it against the Barrytown midfielder for the corner. So corner has to take this. Deep into the back post, headed more up rather than out, and Brobble tried the spectacular volley, but it's well over the bar. Ratcliffe sends that long. It's out for the throw-in on the halfway line for Danny Davis. Williams up the line for Holden, just in the TNS half now. Back up to Holden and Farrell play a 1-2, but Holden's touch is loose and he puts it out for a throw-in. Just hear the frustration come out of Rory Holden there. It's thrown into Barton, the substitute. He gives the ball away to Holden. Now Brobble got a man on him though, and they win it back, Barrytown. Cuddy tries to send it forward. Mackay will bring that down. Botherham. And they tidy it up well between the two of them. Now it's out for Davis at left back. Davis into midfield for Corness. Tries to play a long ball over the top for Williams. It's going to bounce to Cuddy at left back. He's going to have to do a little bit of covering in the winger, and he does well to just send it up the line, but it's straight into the feet of Dan Williams. Back up the right wing for Holden. Tries a little back heel through the legs of Cuddy, but it comes off him and goes out for the TNS throw-in. Thrown back to Mackay. He goes first time to Botherham. Into midfield for Corness. He's got a bit of time to turn. Finds Holden's feet. Dan Williams just making a little creep up the pitch and right back once again. He has the ball here on the edge of the Barrytown box. Farrell's pushed over to the right wing area. It's back all the way to the halfway line for Mackay. First time for Botherham. Botherham again. Clips it over for Williams. Williams to Mackay. Botherham gives the ball away to Barton. He finds Hulbert. Could we have a little counter-attack, but TNS get back quickly, and Barry just wasteful in possession again, just playing it around the back when they had the chance to counter against the home side, but it has found Cuddy at left wing. He tries to nutmeg Dan Williams, but he does well, the former Swansea man. And now Holden has possession for New Saints. Into midfield for Corness. He tries to play it over the top for the run of Isaac Jeffries. He's got away from Margetson, but he's very wide here. A little bit of skill from him, but it comes off Margetson out for the throw-in. They take it quickly into the feet of Brobble. First time for the run of Davis. Out wide to Jeffries. No one in the box for TNS though, except from Jordan Williams. Margetson heads that cross away. Brobble. Holden, first time into the feet of Danny Davis. Tries to lay it back off to Holden, but Barry win it back. Ian Owen now. Richards falls back to his goalkeeper. Ratcliffe sends it forward. Ollie Hulbert's going to chase that. And Mackay does well, just use his body to usher him out and win the throw-in. And he goes back to his goalkeeper. Davis into Jeffrey's feet. There's a switch if you can see it, which he does, to Williams. Cuddy trying to hold him up. He goes up the line for the run of Farrell, but Keston Davis is always favourite to get there. It's actually cleared against the gantry and out for the throw-in. Dan Williams throws it into Holden. Brobble now tries to go past Barton, does well in the substitute. Richards does even better to just get away from Brobble. Now it's Holbert. There's only one ball on for him though, he's forced to go back. Michael George cuts it back into midfield for Barton, back to George. Barton to Margetson, who sends it up the line to Holbert. It's a great pass actually from the centre half. Richards now to Wilmot. Wilmot out wide to Cuddy. He'll want to go at Dan Williams. Dan Williams, brilliant defending from him once again though. Not a natural right back, but I think he really does enjoy his football there. Farrell first time to Holden. Holden back to Dan Williams and he sends it long. Jordan Williams. Richards again wins it. I think he's won most of their battles today. Just holding his ribs. I think there's just caught a bit of contact from Jordan Williams, but all accidental, of course. I think he's all right, the centre half, as we carry on play. Barton now to Richards. He's been actually very impressive in this second half. The number 8, Richards in midfield for Barry. Just controlling the game a little bit as Keston Davis gives the ball away. Loose touch from him. Farrell now. Farrell sends it long once again. Richards, the centre half, underneath that. Wilmot, who's taken over captaincy after the substitution of Callum Sainty. Out to Owen Cuddy now. Dan Williams again stands him up well. Right, Wilmot now. Switches it. Margetson. Just shutting those passing angles down TNS, but it has found Holbert's feet. Rory Holden just blocks the pass and it goes out for a Barry throw-in. Wilmot's pass is loose and Isaac Jeffries has a little bit of a chance here to get to Margetson, who still should be favourite to get there, which he does. Michael George touches inside of Davis and gets away from him. Up the line for Ian Owen. He tries to play it back to Michael George and he fouls Davis, who got in the way. Michael George just getting involved in a few little handbag incidents. One with Isaac Jeffries in the first half, a couple with Danny Davis. It's been a good battle between the two fullbacks on that side. Can't see any substitutions being made below me as of yet. Sent forward by Davis. Jordan Williams does well this time to hold off William Richards. It's back with Davis now, and he goes back to Bodenham. Bodenham onto Maguy. Maguy wide to Dan Williams. He goes back to Maguy. Good press from Barry this, but TNS play out well. Bodenham now. Corners back to Bodenham. Great pass into the feet of Farrell from Danny Davis. Farrell onto the overlapping run of Holden down the left wing. He puts it into the near post, cleared by Barton. Looks like Holden to come from an offside position to win the second ball. But Michael George got there anyway and clears it. And it's back into midfield with Corness. Corness with a diagonal ball over to Brobble. Great touch from him as well. And down the line to Dan Williams. He can put a cross into the box now. Headed away by Margetson. Owen Farrell battling 50-50 for the second ball. He's gone down injured. Referee doesn't see anything wrong with it though. Just looked like a painful one for Farrell, but he's a tough lad. He's got back onto his feet. Hulbert heads it into midfield, but it's a great interception from Corness. Bothernham, Maguire. Dan Williams. Back to Maguire. Davis. Clips it over the top, looking for the run of Jeffries, but William Richards will intercept. Yeah, I know him first time, pop back into midfield. And Richards will see it out for a throw in as it came off Isaac Jeffries last. Looks like there's going to be a substitution here for TNS. So Owen Farrell, the number 15, comes off for number 19, an academy graduate, Ben Clark. Missed the last game of phase one due to injury, but he's back in the squad now and he's going to make a cameo appearance in the last 18 minutes of this game. Header won by Davis. Clipped over the top. Bothernham gets there first and hooks it back to Shepherd. It's a bit of a dangerous one for him to deal with. The goalkeeper heads it out for a throw in the end. He's done well there, to be fair, Shepherd. So Elliot Richards back to William Richards. Keston Davis. Jordan Williams pressing Ratcliffe. George. Barton back to George. He comes inside of Danny Davis. Good from the right back there. Into midfield for Elliot Richards. Brobble gets back well, but it's onto the about 25 yards away from goal for Michael George. He's continued to have the ball here despite the press. Barton now all the way back to Margetson. Back to Barton. And he's put it out for a throw in the end. It comes to nothing. Davis back to Bothernham. Into midfield for Clark. His first touch is coming on. It's still 0-0 in the other game of phase two between Penybont and Carnarvon. So, another substitution here, it looks like, from below me. It's the number 19 for Barrytown, Bernard, and he's coming on for Owen Cuddy, the number 17. So number 19 and the 19-year-old Joshua Bernard comes on for the last quarter of an hour of this game. Davis wins the first header from the throw-in. Bounced loose to Jordan Williams, but he's pressed quickly by Will Richards, who actually has played really well, the Barrytown defender. Good from Bernard. Bernard gives the ball away. Good defending from Williams. Clark now. Bothernham. Williams tries to hook it first time down the line, but Keston Davis wins the first ball. Hulbert flicks on the second to Josh Bernard now. He goes back inside, but he gives the ball away to Clark's interception, and he has now the possession again, up to Jordan Williams. He tries to get away from Will Richards, but Elliot Richards will pinch it off his feet. Wilmot now. It's Keston Davis. His pass into midfield, another interception from Ben Clark, but Barry get the second ball. Hulbert, first time out wide to Josh Bernard. And the foul's pulled back for the contact from Williams on Hulbert. There's another substitution here as Ryan Brobble's coming off for Adam Wilson, the number 77, making his first appearance since November. And captain's armband will go to Danny Davis. It's great to see Adam Wilson back, the Kenyan international. He's had 2 previous loan spells at the club, but this is his first time as a permanent TNS player this season, and it has been riddled with the injuries. But he was a very important player last season. It'd be good to see him get back to full fitness. Just see what his pace can do in this game. Switched by Maguire onto Davis. First time up the line to Isaac Jeffries. His touch inside. There's a reverse ball on if you can see it, but he just doesn't put quite enough on it. But Barry Town run into each other. There's a massive mistake at the back. Davis goes alone and Ratcliffe saves it. Jordan Williams is very frustrated for the no pass from Davis. He went selfish to try and take it on, but it's a great save from him. In goal for Barry, George Ratcliffe. It was actually the 2 Barry Town players tackle each other. I've never really seen that on the pitch before. Run into each other, and it's just a massive mistake at the back, and Ratcliffe bails his defenders out. There's a few step overs from Adam Wilson on the right wing. Wilson to Williams. Reverses it back to Wilson, who puts it into the front post. Keston Davis is there though. Wilmot now, little 1-2 with Elliot Richards. He's held up by Dan Williams, and it's a throw in to Barry. Josh Bernard flicks it on. Yano tries to flick it further. Harrison Maguire wins the third header. Bernard heads it back into midfield. Clark heads it back forward. There's a bit of wrestling match between Hulbert and Bothernham. Referee hasn't seen that though. Just getting a bit feisty here at Park Hall. We've seen a few exchanges, but now Jan Owen's got a bit of space. Puts it into the front post. Bothernham gets there first. Good defending from him. It's out for the Barry Town throw-in. So up the line for Ian Owen. Puts it into the box, but straight into the hands of Nathan Shepherd, who can collect it comfortably. 10 minutes left in this game, still 1-0 to the New Saints. He's rolled out short to Maguire, now with Dan Williams. Up the line to Adam Wilson. His touch is loose though. Keston Davis deals with it, and it's a throw-in. Into midfield from Davis into Elliot Richards. He goes first time to his captain Wilmot. Hulbert plays the 1-2 with Wilmot. Hulbert now. Up the line to Keston Davis. Back into midfield, but he's giving it away. Good interception from TNS. Little nutmeg on Barton, and now TNS can break. Out wide on the left for Jeffries. He'll go one-on-one Margetson. He's got hold on the outside. Chooses to go alone in the middle, and he's got won the foul in the end, right on the edge of the Barry Town box. Good play from him. But without Bravo on the pitch, I'd imagine it'll be TNS to take this. There's a few players that will fancy it in green and white. Holden's looks favourite to take this. Scored a free kick in the Welsh Cup final last year in the win against Connah's Quay Nomads. Similar position to this as well, to be fair to him. Holden takes, hits the Barry Town wall, and it's going to spin out for the corner. So Jeffries will go out to take this corner. So Jeffries, his corner's high and it's going to go over everybody's head and straight back out for a goal kick. It's a wasted opportunity, that, and it'll allow Jeffries to get back out. Sent long, Holden's got to deal with this and he does. Good header from him, and Dan Williams will clear it. And it's into the feet of Jordan Williams. Good defending from Richards again, though. He's played well. Barry Town central defender. Ben Clark picks up the ball in midfield. Williams clips it back to Maguy, and he goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. Shepherd forward. Williams again battling with Richards, who wins the first ball, but Holden's onto the loose ball. Out wide to Adam Wilson. Lovely little touch from him. Plays it against Keston Davis and gets the corner. Good play from Wilson, the substitute.
Come on, second, come on! You can't press up there and then come to your back. Come on, finish strong now, come on!
Corner taken, headed away by Barry. It's more up rather than out by Ian Owen's clearance, but they do win the second ball. Jeffries picks it up on the left wing from the loose ball. Now it's with Dan Williams out wide for Corness, who just stepped out from the corner, puts the ball back into the box. It's a good delivery, just no one's at the back post. Just see him a bit frustrated, and we see a substitution happening here again. It looks like, just can't get quite a view, it looks like the number 14 Daniel Smith is coming on for Barry Town, but it's not going to be made just yet as we get the play underway again. Barton turns in midfield to Elliot Richards. Josh Bernard. Dan Williams with a good tackle. Adam Wilson. Brilliant play to just usher Ryan Wilmot away from the ball. A great play again from TNS in triangles to keep possession. Hulbert tracking all the way back with Davis. Little crook turn from him, and Hulbert fouls him in the end. And Hulbert has been asking to do that all game, to be fair to him. He's very much a master of the dark arts in football, an old-fashioned centre forward, very physical, bit of a wind-up merchant. But hasn't gone in the book just yet, though. We have seen him have a few hot-headed, feisty exchanges with a few of the TNS players, but he's yet to go in the book. Still yet to make that substitution, Barry Town. 5 minutes to go here, plus added. I think there will be quite a big chunk of added time due to the injury to Callum Sainty. So Jeffries' free kick into the box. Adam Wilson brings it down. It's got to go back wide from TNS, and it does. Back out to Jeffries. He crosses it back into the box, front post. Elliot Richards clears it. And now Clark has got to deal with it as last man, which he does. Good play from him. Corness now up the line to Dan Williams, into Adam Wilson's feet. It's touched a little bit loose. Wilmot comes away from it then. Barton now in midfield for Barry. Richards, Keston Davis. He goes long looking for the run of Ian Owen, but Magui's there to sweep up, as he has been all game. Ben Clark pops it back to Mackay, up to Dan Williams. Corness now, great play again from the New Saints, and there's a ball on the right wing. He can't get to it, but Jordan Williams will get onto the loose ball and clip it out wide. Holden brings it down now on the left wing. TNS flying forward. Holden into the box, cleared more up rather than out from Richards. Keston Davis wins the second ball, out to Corness in the edge of the box, shot blocked. And Bothernham now on the halfway line will sweep up and go back out wide to Davis. First time to Holden. Holden lays it off for Clark in midfield, says you do the rest. Clark spreads it out wide to Dan Williams. Wilson beats Josh Bernard. Really good play from him. He gets a shot away, but it's always rising. You just see in his head there, Adam Wilson desperate to get his first goal after returning to the New Saints permanently. I think the injury didn't help at all. He'll be desperate for his first goal in this league since coming back, as Daniel Smith will come on, the number 14 for Barrytown. In very bright orange Under Armour boots. Looks like the substitution is going to be Elliot Richards, who's been particularly impressive in the second half. The number 8 for Barrytown, in terms of dictating the play.
Stand pin! Stand pin!
Hulbert heads it down. George Margetson sends it high and long, looking for the run of Ian Owen, who does get there, but he's not got much to go, and Bothernham will intercept and is sent long by Shepherd. And Owen Farrell, the number 15, as you would have heard, has been given the Henstone Distillery his man of the match. Dan Williams driving forward now. Out wide to Adam Wilson. Wilson cuts inside. Holden. Williams. Wilson. Back to Mackay. Dan Williams now. Holden. Wins the foul off Josh Bernard. A bit loose from the youngster. A bit naive from him just to take Holden's feet out from underneath him. So Owen Farrell, in just his second start and his second appearance, gets man of the match. As I said, he's been particularly impressive receiving the ball in the half turn. Like in the gap between defence and midfield, he's been very good and he's very energetic, making runs down the wing. He's been kind of everywhere. So Farrell is a very deserving winner of man of the match. Williams sends that up to Jordan Williams. He lets it run across his body away from Richards, who does eventually clear it, but it's good play originally from Jordan Williams. Ian Owen looked to have handballed it in midfield as he tried to control it. 45 seconds left of normal time. We'll yet to see how much the fourth official, Alex Livesey, puts up on the board. Adam Wilson with a few step overs gets it into the box. Keston Davis will clear it. Bounces over Dan Smith's head. It's a loose pass from Mackay though, and Hulbert's onto it. Clark's tracked back well. And it bounces off of Hulbert eventually, and Dan Williams can see it out for the throw in. And Hulbert just shows a bit of frustration by booting out at the fences. So 5 minutes added on the end of this game. I did think there'd be a big chunk due to the injury early on in this half. Bothernham. Mackay gives it away again to Wilmot. Hulbert's touch is loose though. Mackay goes back to his goalkeeper. Shepherd goes first time and sends it up the pitch. Jordan Williams is beaten to the ball by Richards. Williams wins the second ball though. Richards heads it down trying to look for Ryan Wilmot, but it goes out for the throw-in. Dan Williams' long throw. First ball won by Bernard, but it goes back out for another TNS throw-in. Flicked on by Williams. Cleared by Margetson. Flicked on further by Daniel Smith. Hulbert's underneath it, but Clark wins the first ball. It's a bit of table tennis in the midfield at the moment as Holden comes away with it, gets the ball back on the floor and goes back to Davis. Good play from him. Davis looks to switch it and go to the reverse ball, but Bernard brings it down his chest and goes back to his goalkeeper. Back to Bernard. He clears it up to Daniel Smith, the substitute, who gets hold of it. Lays it off for Keston Davis. Good play from Barry this. Adam Wilson's got to work hard to get back here as it's up to the left wing for Ian Owen. Ian Owen looking to beat Harrison Mackay for pace. Good save from Nathan Shepherd. And now it's spread out wide to Dan Williams. Dan Davis just doing too much with the ball, and he's eventually giving it away. Josh Bernard just sends it forward into nothing though, and Shepherd can come off his line and just claim that and take it back into his box and kill a few seconds here. Shepherd, long ball. Keston Davis wins the first ball ahead of Holden. Bernard brings it down. Got two green shirts around him and eventually puts it out for the TNS throw-in. Just under 2 minutes left of this game. Holden, lovely touch to get away from Wilmot. 1-2 between him and Bodenham, sends it out wide to Davis. His touch is loose, but he does get the second ball out to Corness, who tries to clip it down the left wing for Jeffries to chase. Jeffries gets there as well and plays it. It looked like he's played it against Michael George and won the throw-in. Brilliant play from the youngster. TNS in no rush to take this, and rightfully so, with the 1-0 lead. With a minute to go here. Jordan Williams. Little nutmeg on Margetson. Lovely play. He's still got the ball. Plays it against Barton and wins the corner. Again, in no rush to take this to home side. Williams will just hold that up in the corner to Jeffries. Jeffries to Holden. Holden, a little 1-2 with him and Jordan Williams, but it does go out for the goal kick, and it'll allow Ratcliffe just to have one more big pump forward. Indecisive, the goalkeeper decides to go long. Just trying one more chance in this maybe for Barry. They have to win this first ball. It's flicked on by Hulbert. Owen brings it down into midfield, back for Hulbert. Great tackle from Ben Clark. And it looked like it came off a Barrytown man, but referee says no. It's back to the goalkeeper now. Ratcliffe goes short for Margetson. He lets it run across his body, up the line, but Davis will intercept. And that might just be Barry's last chance. But they have won it back though. George to Wilmot. We're past 95 minutes now. Dan Smith, good pressing from Adam Wilson, and that might be end. No, referee still looks at his watch. We still go on. Josh Bernard now picks up space in the middle of the park, switched by Wilmot onto Margetson, who's come forward from centre half. Lays it off for George. Margetson up the line for George. George looking for a pass, clips it forward to Margetson. Little 1-2 from them, it's brilliant from them as well. Cuts into the box, George cuts inside, gets a shot away, Clark blocks it. Jeffries sweeps it clear, and that is the end of the game. TNS get the 3 points. Finishes here, TNS 1, Barry Town 0, a really tight affair. Barry Town much better in the second half, in the final third. Stand-up performances from Wilmot and Richards in midfield for them, but TNS are resolute at the back. Nathan Shepherd still didn't have much to do, so the goal in the first 5 minutes from Ryan Brobble, thanks to the genius pass from Jordan Williams, is all that separates the two sides. TNS for now go 9 points clear at the top of the Cymru Premier. It's a 1-0 win here at Parkhall Stadium. You will catch me in a couple of weeks. I'll be back. Everyone have a lovely weekend, the rest of their weekend. Enjoy your Saturday night. Thank you and goodbye.
Maybe it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to pass, you know we've got the strength to last. And when the old boys shout out loud, heads held high and they stand so proud. And when the bells all ring and the boys all sing for the lads as they take the crown. So don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight. And don't be down and don't be such a mess. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight.
Against all the odds. Celebrations out of the pitch.
So don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight.
It's there! Against all the odds. Celebrations out on the pitch.
And yeah, it's white and green, you know what I mean. And maybe the time is right for us to back our team. And maybe it's time